What's going on, world? It's your boy Kuya P. This is the NR Dub Nerds. Roll the world back for another weekly group of entertainment picks. And joining me this week is my pal Heather Hurt. How are you, Heather?
Good. How are you?
I am busy, crazy, wonderful, all the things. How about yourself?
Oh, about the same. Well, sort of. I got vacation. Sometimes the vacations, you just need to break up that time, you know?
That's right. That's why we haven't seen you, because it's been Glenn, which, Glenn has been all over the place lately because of the stand up, but he's been standing up while in your absence, which is great. So shout out to
Hmm.
Glenn.
Yes.
So I hope you enjoyed yourself and hope you got some time in to just kind of, refresh, recoup, just restart all the things. But with that being said, as you know, as we start off, what have you been watching, or did you watch, or did you still stay away from all things entertainment because you wanted to just decompress from electronics and all of that? What's up with you, homie?
No, I've been catching up on some anime. Really. Did get to watch Ricky Stenicki, which is kind of funny. I actually was in an interview with, it was a different show entirely. And one guy was, this is months ago. I guess they were doing the press stuff for that movie a long time ago. And he, in the middle of and we have, for those of you who have never been in an interview space, it's just kind of a whole bunch of press people just hanging around in a Zoom room waiting to talk to the celebrities. And this guy just basically starts going off about Ricky Stenicki being one of the goofiest movies he's ever seen. And I will say that it was fun, but it lived up to the hype. I think it was probably one of the goofiest movies I've ever seen. Um, Other than that, just really anime catch up. We try to watch stuff while we were traveling, but it was just it's you can only do as much as your internet can. So.
Well, I hope you just, because sometimes the entertainment coverage that we do can be work, that it was more so for pleasure than
Mhm.
and leisure than anything. So that's awesome. Since you brought up Ricky Stenicki, over the weekend, we just dropped our review of Ricky Stenicki. Glenn Lawrence finally had a chance to glance at it, and so he and I got together and dropped the review. But yeah, there you go. That's up there, along with some other content and more content coming your way, y'all. I have a lot of editing to do. But let's get to the picks this week, Heather. You ready to rock and roll what's dropping for this week?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. First up, coming in National Geographic, they have a new series. I think it's about 6 or 8 episodes, kind of in the same vein of Queens that we recently have. They've been putting out some amazing content, both series as well as full-length documentaries that we've been covering, like the Space Race, Queens that we covered, the docu series MLKX that we covered. This one's called Photographer. Heather, and we actually have an interview with Campbell Addy, who's one of the featured photographers in this. I couldn't join in on it because of my scheduling. You were out of town, so shout out to my pal Ashley Saunders with Ashley and Company, who stepped in. He interviewed Campbell Addy, who's an amazing photographer. He's one of the, again, featured photographers in this series. He's renowned for shooting Beyonce, Meghan Markle, and a bunch of other amazing folk. And he's getting ready for his solo art episode, which you'll see within that particular episode. But let's check out the trailer for the series, spotlighting amazing photographers that you should know if you are a fan of art, fine art, national nature photography, all of that. I'm a big fan of people that can just create art with that lens. You ready to check this one out,
Hmm.
Heather? All right,
Sure.
here we go. Photographer coming in at Geo. That's cool.
The only
I'd
way
be
we
scared
can change
shitless.
the world is with stories. People really want to know what it feels like to be a photographer.
Right shoulder down. There we go.
Obviously, there's a risk involved. It's this yin yang of danger and this incredible raw beauty.
That's its first breath. That's so cool.
Wow.
Every creature comes from somewhere. And yet, when you see it with your own eyes, you can't help but feel a sense of magic.
I want to change stereotypes to make an actual difference in people's life. I always was interested in things unseen.
I'm queer, I'm black, I'm religious. I pull from iconography that I
Out to
have it.
Campbell.
I just want to be the change.
We're on this mission to chase big oil out of the Bahamas, just using our cameras.
Photographing out in the elements, you are at the mercy of Mother Nature. It was just like a lightning bolt.
When I'm shooting, I'm in my element.
Beautiful. Here we go.
There's a masterpiece everywhere. It's not just razzle-dazzle adventure. It's life.
All right, this is it.
Let's go. These moments that you immortalize makes a lot of difference.
Okay, ready?
We're in go mode.
This is the adventure of a lifetime.
Just imagine how much more is out there.
Amazing. All right, out as of this recording, we're recording on Monday, March 18th. It's out now, y'all, as of this recording. By the time you'll see this, you can probably catch episode 1. I'm not sure what the frequency they're doing, if they're like dropping, 1 episode a week or whatever. But yeah, new episodes on National Geographic, and then they usually follow the day after on Disney Plus and Hulu. So if you don't have cable, you're all about your streaming services, you can catch it there. But awesome. What do you think, Heather? What do you think of Photographer?
There is a lot to say about this. The big one being the current argument amongst quote unquote AI artists right now. That really the argument right now is just kind of shooting through my head the entire time I was watching the trailer. And of course, we got press screeners for this. And I love the show. And it really just reminds you how important art is. Art is made by people. And people will go anywhere and do everything for their art. It is not created by a computer that thinks it knows what it's doing. I'm sorry. AI artists is literally a myth. There is no such thing. And this documentary series really exemplifies that. This is how photographers have helped stop wars. They've helped clean up the ocean a little bit more. They've helped clean up land, saved animals. Photographers and artists need to get more spotlight. They do so much, and this series just really, really just shows that and exposes that, all the pun intended. So just remember that art is art, and people will go to all lengths. I'm sorry that this turned into kind of a you AI bros are just wrong kind of conversation, but you AI bros are wrong. And I cannot wait for more people to see this, to remember how incredible art is. And yeah, I think that's what I was going to say.
Dope. And we don't ever get on a stand over here.
I've never done it.
So I appreciate that, Heather. But yeah, this looks amazing. Looks dope. I completely agree with you. I don't want to get on a stand because I don't get on a stand either. But you also reminded me, because we're both comics people, because there's a lot of controversy about a particular person who want to cover artist thing for Spawn and use AI. And like that was whack. And shout out to the True Pencil artists or Digital that work on that, but not using another platform to kind of do other things with it. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked. But yeah, F the AI bros. But I love true art, and Photographers looks amazing. I might have to do a review, Heather, as well. Definitely my pick, and shout out to Ashley for stepping in for me to talk to Campbell Addy, who you saw featured in this amazing Black, queer, phenomenal British cat, just like doing the thing, and has his whole solo art show that's being talked about in this particular episode. Yeah, I'm excited to watch all of these, and I might have to do a review, Heather, on Photographer. This looks super cool. So sure. There you go. First pick out the gate. Ready for my next one, Heather?
Sure.
All right. This one became kind of a problem for me, and I'll explain why afterwards. I'm talking about A24's Problemista. Let's go.
This is the story of Alejandro. He immigrated to the most competitive place on earth to become a world-famous toy designer.
I'm actually from El Salvador.
Pupusas?
Yes.
And those nuns they killed in the 80s?
Right.
You think this lady can sponsor you?
I mean, we'll see.
Hijo, nadie te va a deportar.
No, pero acá sí.
Como si el gobierno le hubiera puesto un reloj de arena y grano por grano ves cómo se te va acabando el tiempo antes de poder encontrar.
Para completar esta llamada, favor de agregar más minutos.
You need cash.
Hi, can I ask you a question about your hair?
Wait, I mean, this sucks so much for you.
I need to get paid.
Maybe freelance?
Pronto, rapido.
Oh my God.
Hi.
Leave.
You seem so convinced this is gonna work out.
Ya vamos a ver, todo tiene solución. And remember, it's everything or everything.
According to my calculations, that is not the amount I should have in my account.
What balance were you expecting?
0 would be great. just get me to 0.
All right, let me tell you what's up with this, Heather. So this film has been a series of problems for me. First off, the press screening. This is one of this press screening was at one of the locations that that I have to actually travel very far to get to when I attend at this particular theater. As soon as I got there, we were seated, and then all of a sudden, as we start the opening credits, Heather, the fire alarm goes off. So all of the press, there's about 7 of us, and it was all press screening. So the 7 of us had to, leave out the theater. And yeah, we were out there for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour for them to figure out what's going on. Some kid pulled the fire alarm, and all but 2, myself and one other gentleman, so the other 5 press folk left. But I decided to stay. I drove this far. I'm going to watch this damn movie. And another reason was because the opening credits of the film were so artistic, so vibrant. Mm-hmm. So it grabbed me from jump. And plus the trailer already, leading into it, I was really ready for this film. It looked so good. The opening credits told me even more that it was all good. And so boom, 45-minute wait, about 45-minute hour wait. Finally watched the film, and I was so pleasantly surprised. This Joker was amazing, Heather. I'll have a full review up on the channel. And it was all set up also for me because I had an interview, which now is also on the channel, with the writer, director, star, Julio Torres. Yeah, he became a problem. The whole thing became a problem besides the screening, because once I watched the film, I fell in love with the film. I fell in love with him as a creative, because again, it is so fresh, so artistic, so creative, so hilarious. And for me, just his character in it, Alejandro, I felt myself in that character as well. So it was very, like one of those moments where you feel seen in his situation and what he's going through and everything. Like I started diving into all of his other work. He has a stand-up special that's on HBO Max, and I think it's streaming in different places. He's producer on another HBO series called La Spookies. He's got a series coming up soon called Fantasmas. He's a writer on SNL. Julio Torres is a name to watch, a phenomenal cat. Check out the interview. Dope dude. Just a brilliant cat. And yeah, it became a problem because I have so much other work to do, as you know, so much editing to do. And I was like, man, I want to watch your shit because you make me laugh and you're just good. And I've just, you get that energy vibe when you feed off of somebody that you really can connect with. But when you have work to do, that can be, it's, you're taking me away from work I got to do. But whenever I have time, I'm definitely still diving into his work. Julio Torres, a brilliant cat. That's enough of my diatribe. Y'all check out the full review that's going to be up on the NR Dub. What do you think of Problem Misa? I don't know if you did the trailer react with me. You might have. I don't know. What do you think of it?
I did not do it with you, but it looks like a lot of fun. And of course, we want to hear more voices. And it looks like it's one of those stories about how it is difficult and how not only is it difficult to get here, but it's often difficult to stay here. But it's done in a very fantastical way to really demonstrate how it is, but in a kind of I don't even know how to say this, but in a simple, like a more, not a simple way, like in a more all-inclusive, where we want to show you this, anyone can understand this. It's not just, hey, when you're broke, you're broke. It's really hard to break that cycle. It's when you're broke, you try everything. So it looks like sorry, I was trying to figure my words because it looks like a really sweet movie. And it also looks like it's going to be like funny, but like funny in a cute way, not funny in a like laugh out loud kind of way.
It's very nuanced.
So I dig it. We're an A24 fan fan channel here, basically, at this point. So.
Basically, yo, it's so wild, so offbeat. It's like a weird introvert film in a way, but very creative. Tilda Swinton, as you saw from the trailer,
I love her.
My God, she should just win all the acting awards. Her and Julio, when they have scenes together, just amazing. She is phenomenal in this. You have RZA in there as I don't want to say who his character is, but he's phenomenal. Greta Lee's in there. Just a bunch of other amazing comedians and actors that just do a bang up job. It's such a phenomenal film. I can't wait for you to see it. It's so just different, which just was so fresh for me, and why I just love it. I'm already putting it in my top 5 this year, Heather. Right now, along with Love Lies Bleeding. I give both of those films right now, thinking of my list at the moment. And American Society of Magical Negroes. They're in the top 10 there somewhere. Just great films right now that we've seen. But let's keep it moving, Heather, to my top pick. We haven't seen this film yet, but Heather and I will be seeing it, and we should have a full review by the end of this week. I'm talking about Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. Here we go.
For the first time in New York history, a room full of people froze to death in July.
It's an unimaginable evil with the power to kill by fear itself.
Like, literally scared to death?
Now it's headed straight for us.
Is something trying to get out?
Many things.
It's commanding an army of the undead.
I think we're all going to die.
Hold on to your ass! This could bring about the end of humankind.
Disgusting.
I love those little Stay Puffs. All right, Ghostbusters.
Mini puffs.
Heather, are you ready to do some busting? Because busting makes you feel good.
I feel like I can't answer that question to my boss. I just don't know if I should answer. It looks like a lot of fun. I think from the way that this trailer has been kind of going, the stuff that we have seen, it's not that they haven't actually given us much compared to the other films. They really haven't given us a lot. But it's one of those where it kind of feels like this is going to be the 21st century refresh of the original. You're going to see it. We're going to see a lot of those characters come back. We're going to see a lot of the same thing that we saw the first time, but just in a newer, more CGI based light, which can sometimes not always be the best. Have fun, use nostalgia to the best of your ability. You're going to have, especially with Gen Xers and millennials, we're going to dig into that shit so hard that it's just going to be ripped apart. But sometimes CGI can make it a little worse. So I'm going into this, the first of the new Ghostbusters series. You had a Hemsworth dancing, and that's just not a good look ever. I know that was technically a different part of the universe, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going into this like I have with the others in a skeptical way, because I don't want to get too excited preemptively.
I feel that, although for myself, Heather, I feel very optimistic, because I feel like you just stated, like they didn't show us much. I feel like they're saving a lot of stuff for us. And then in just some of the conversations, things I've read online, and my own conversation with Ernie Hudson, right now available on the channel. We spoke the last episode of Quantum Leap as well as Ghostbusters. I feel like, because if you saw, this ain't really a spoiler, because if you saw the last Ghostbusters film, at the end, his character of Winston Zeddemore is kind of like the money bags and is now overseeing things. And in a lot of the things you saw online post that, up until the time of this release, they're talking about how Ghostbusters is going global, and like they're doing the Ghost Corps. So I feel like they're trying to start off a new branch of this franchise with the OGs, but like make it even a bigger universe now. And I feel like this could be that gateway film that's going to really launch it into that stratosphere. And so I'm super excited. I'm trying not to contain myself. I know I should be a little bit pessimistic to a degree because of the reasons you said as well, Heather, in CGI in regards to that, but just also we've seen what they've done and how they can shift on a dime. Because I enjoy that all-female Ghostbusters part of the universe, which is now a part of the universe instead of this universe, right? So yeah, but by all signs and counts, they killed it with the previous one that they had right before this. So I feel like they have their foot under themselves again. And I just want to stay optimistic because I am a Ghostbusters fan. I've dressed up as Ghostbusters several times. Hell, Heather, should I don my Ghostbusters gear for our screening as of this recording tomorrow?
Sure, you can do it.
Should I wear the gear?
You can
I haven't worn it in a while, and might as well. I paid all that money for it. Like, maybe I should
do it.
We'll see. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all might see me in the gear. We'll have some pictures up. Follow us on all the things, and maybe even when we do our review, Heather, I'll wear the gear as well. So
sure,
because why not? Why not get the mileage out of it? I paid for it.
But it's true. It's true. But for those of you who were curious, if you need to watch the last film, you don't need to watch. I enjoyed the Melissa McCarthy movie. I don't care. It was kind of fun. It was cute, but was it great? No. But if you haven't, please see the previous Ghostbusters. I don't remember what it's called. I'm sorry, but do see the previous Ghostbusters because this is a direct
Afterlife.
Yes, it is a direct sequel. So there are things in the previous that you will need to know for this film from the previous one. This isn't like a standalone, or it isn't kind of one that you can just walk into. There are characters. It is a development process. We do suggest you see the last one before you go to see this one.
Agreed. Yeah, I enjoyed the girl one. People say the girl one. The haters call it that. I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was cool, and the last one, Afterlife, I really enjoyed because it was more in the vein. I wish that the girl one could have existed in the same universe. I would have loved that. I would have loved to see them all together. But you never know.
You never know what we're going to see. You never know what we're going to see in this film because we haven't seen much.
Exactly. So I'm psyched about it. I'm dope. I'm a fan of all things Ghostbusters. So yeah, maybe y'all see me in the costume. Definitely when I do the review with Heather. But there's the picks for this week. Photographer. Oh my gosh, what was my last one? Problemista. See, I'm a problem, y'all. It's a problem. And Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. Where am I at on this week, Heather?
All thumbs up this week, I think. Yeah, all thumbs up.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, thank you, Heather. I appreciate you. What do we have coming up? I know you have something that is also going to be talking about on the episode that's happening this week if you live in the DC area, and we'll have an interview, I think, as well. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. I'm going to be talking to the Jurassic World Live, which I believe I think it's on ice. I haven't done my research yet. Shh, don't tell anybody. But I'm going to be speaking to some of the puppeteers, and I'm looking forward to that. It's not something that we normally do, but it's something fun, and it's something for the kids. It's something for everybody, and that's sometimes just what we need.
Exactly. I love that. We want to get into more events. We don't rarely get the invite, but if we can, let's talk about it. Let's promote it. Let's show love. Heather, looking forward to that. Y'all, ton of stuff coming your up on the channel this week. Stay tuned. So excited. But Heather, thank you for your time, everybody. If you are checking out Problemista, if you're checking out Ghostbusters Frozen Empire or Photographer, hit us up in the comments. Let's talk about it. And if there's something we missed, let us know that as well, because we'd love to check it out, dive in, and maybe do that as an additional review or commentary up on the channel. So there you go, y'all. Your boy QP, Heather Hurt. Out. There's a cut.